Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody, it's Kat.
And you're riding up the elevator all the way up to the 10th floor of General Hospital in Port Charles, New York. It's nice. It's a well-maintained elevator. We've been in the elevator.
We have.
It's the crispness of the fragrance that they have in there. It's kind of a mint, kind of a julep, kind of a mint julep type of scent. And so I'm making that up.
You know what I noticed about the elevator when we were there?
What's that?
What the elevator, like everything else, all the sets and stuff are so short, but on television they look
so deep.
They look so deep, but they are so short. And I mentioned that to your dad, and he said, "Oh, Alfred Hitchcock invented that way of filming to make things look, the technology for it was something Alfred Hitchcock came up with."
Oh, kind of like a forced perspective type of set type of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Your dad probably learned that because he took a lot of photography and stuff when he was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Because he found it so interesting. Okay, so that's probably why he knows about it.
So we're anyway, the angles and such make it so it looks far deeper than it actually is. It's a narrow set.
But the elevator there on the set map looked like any elevator that you see anywhere. Where you could put like 10 people in there, right?
Yeah. No, it was a regular size elevator. Absolutely.
It was a regular size. It wasn't real short like the sets.
So you know how big Alexis's house looks. You know how big Elizabeth's house looks. For example, Elizabeth's house is tiny. It is so itty bitty, and it's amazing how they're able to make it look like a full living room and full kitchen, and be able to do scenes in both of those. Nuts, wild. But I would say that the hospital, I wouldn't call it as close to regular human scale as possible. Like it's not tricks with the camera to make it look how it does. It genuinely looks like that. Even on TV, it even looks even more massive than it is in person. And go on to Twitter, at 10th Floor GH. Take a look at the media section of everything that we shared from the convention, and you'll be able to find a short, 10-second video that I snuck in there on the hospital set, and you can really see the scale of it. It's crazy. It's big. And we got people in the chat already, Mama.
I bet Jacarius is there.
Jacarius is here. We're doing great, Jacarius. Thanks for asking. Elegant, hello. Thanks for being first. Chandra's here as well. We got Dara. Dara's joined us. She's binge watching GH from 1995. Oh my God, does she miss old classic GH? They had their anniversary. Their 59th anniversary was this week.
Yes, it was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This week I saw several posts about it.
Yeah, there was a lot of pictures.
Lots of pictures. And there was a group of them all whoever was on set that day, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Sonny, Sam, I don't know, other people.
Michael. Snow White was there. Snow White was there.
Oh, happy birthday, General Hospital. Oh.
Yeah, she was there. But I saw several postings from the actors and fans about congratulating 59 years. Yeah, it was lovely.
So happy birthday, General Hospital. I've been giving it some time. Jacarius wants to know, what is our favorite moment? In chat, you can answer this as well as what has been your hands down absolute favorite GH moment of all time. That's hard. Hey Irma, welcome to the chat. It's hard.
It's hard.
That's hard. It's hard because it's been on for 59 years. There's 59 years of just selections. And
I know what it is already.
Oh, okay.
How can I forget? Okay. When Laura and Luke dance in Wyndham's, they get locked in there overnight. They get locked in Wyndham's overnight, and she gets a ball gown. I believe it was pink, like a bright pink. And they and there's some music, and they are dancing in Wyndham's overnight and spinning down the aisle.
It is very sweet.
It was very sweet. It was one of their adventures.
It was unlike it not being so sweet in the beginning, but that's when it sweetened. It's when they were falling for each other and not being problematic with one another.
Yes, I enjoyed that even more than their wedding, and I re-watched their wedding a few months ago.
When you did the JLJ spot.
Yes, when I did the JOJ spell, I rewatched it in preparation for that podcast with James, and cheese balls, y'all.
It is the cheesiest of early 80s soap nonsense, isn't it?
They leave. It was so funny too when they left. When they left in there, and everybody's waving at them, and they left. They're going down the road. They're in this old jalopy jet camp clampet kind of.
It's
car.
very Luke Spencer.
It's got like, shoes and cans hanging off the back of it, and they're dragging, and there's kind of like ding, 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 too. If they would have had Granny on a rocking chair right behind them, oh my gosh, yes.
All right,
yes.
Okay. I'm with it. It's hard for me to pick a favorite GH moment of all time because I was an All My Children guy. I was All My Children. That was the one I was mostly interested in. And the one that I occasionally fell in and out of during the years, more so than GH. I was always kind of roughly aware of who these people are and what's going on. But when it came to detail, absolutely none. I don't know Courtney. I didn't know Connie. Like all kinds of people have come and gone that I just have never met on the show.
You never witnessed an episode of them.
Right. Connie Falconieri came back for that flashback with Julian, right?
Did she?
Yeah, the white dress. He was seeing all the dead people. Like Duke was there too.
Oh yeah, and she went, and it wasn't her dress bloody.
Yeah.
Wasn't there blood on it?
Yeah. Of the stuff that I've podcasted over, because really my GH fandom is pretty exclusive to what we've covered here in the podcast over the last 2 years. Hey, happy anniversary, 10th floor GH.
Oh yeah, you guys, this is 2 years for us.
Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily this week or next week, but April, the first week of April, in some point was our first one.
Our first podcast was April 8th.
Okay, all right, then we're getting close.
You ain't got a podcast on the absolute 8th. So
no, but we're gonna do the 10th. So we'll do a 2-week celebration. I would say of the stuff that we podcasted over, I think that the hour-long Ava Dream episode was really good, where it was kind of the final transition of Ava becoming a good person and not being such a horrible wench. Dedicated. It was after she had her face fixed, and then she had a dream, and then she dreamt of not having a relationship with Avery and all kinds of different troubles in the future, 20 years from now.
Yes.
Like the ghost of Morgan was there or something. I don't even know if they brought the dude back for the episode. I can't recall. I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Might have been in the back of his head or something like that.
It's something. And yeah, that one was really fun for me. But I've always been a big Ava fan. Big Ava fan. Some of the chat has enjoyed. Well, hello Brian. Thanks for joining us for the first time. Try not to butt dial anybody while you're listening to us in your pocket. Tony listening to BJ's heart and Maxie's chest, memorable and heartbreaking at the same time.
I saw that too. You right. That was something.
Susan contributes pretty much all the dialogue between Alan and Tracy.
That was always so antagonistic and so
I do remember seeing Alan as a ghost and the relationship that he had with Tracy. So I did get some of that, and just the way that they kind of bickered but loved each other was something really special. Like siblings that genuinely cared but just don't get along.
But there's been a lot of Lila and her pickles when they lost everything.
Right. Which
had the chicken cluck. The chicken cluck.
And there's people out there that were saying that was during the time where they were trying to assassinate the Quartermaines on the show. Like the producers and writers and people were like, we're done with this family. We're taking their money, we're breaking this family. But the power of Lila.
Yes.
Kept the Quartermaines going. Like what's her name in real life? Oh gosh.
Anna
Lee. Like just the legendary status of Anna Lee kept the Quartermaines going as the new executive producer took over and went, "What are you doing? It's the Quartermaines. We can't get rid of the Quartermaines."
And she was, and even though Lila was always kind of reserved and kind of let the people do what they wanted to do, but when it came to the point of them being demised, the Quartermaines somehow. Losing it all and losing the mansion, they were going to just be nothing.
They were going to be nothing.
They were going to be nothing. And Lila was like, no, She pulled them all up by their bootstraps.
I've got a pickle recipe that's going to get us through this.
And it did. And they got all their money back eventually. And their shares, and their this, and their that, and their everything. Got it all back.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, there's so many great moments that have happened over the last 59 years of General Hospital. This chat is just completely full of them. Well, hey, Lissa. Alexis as a male butler was great, says Lissa.
Oh, yeah, she was. She was.
Yeah.
Alice,
I've seen some of that.
And Alice, the wrestling
maid.
Yeah,
I remember her too. Looked like she just snapped some people in half. Sonny had a dream while on the cusp of death where Luke told him that Taggart's sister Gia was Mike's daughter. It was a dying dream though. Is Gia Sonny's sister? I don't know if that's true. Is it?
No, Gia's Taggart's
sister. Or Mike's daughter. I don't know.
There's some kind of weird. They did mention her recently, though.
They did. Taggart did. Hey, it was great to see Taggart on, not only last week, but a little bit this week as well. He got 2 episodes and then, had to go to work or something, so he couldn't actually be there for the arraignment. But whatever.
His daughter's thing.
But whatever,
Substitute Dad Curtis was there.
Actors cost money, and they owe the dates to Curtis and not to Taggart. Sometimes a TV show is ultimately a TV show. Everything that you see costs $1, so... Yeah. So it is what it is. But interesting that they bring up Gia. There's been a lot of talk, and I kind of agree now that I've learned a little bit about Gia. Again, a character that I missed. But it seems as though right now she would totally fit in what's going on.
Oh, she sure would.
Because she was a lawyer, right?
I don't remember what she was.
But she would totally fit right now.
I remember a career for Gia.
I mean, her niece.
Young. She was young.
Yeah. Well, she dated Nicholas or something, right?
Well, she dated Nicholas, but they were young. They were like our young adults right now.
Right. Oh, I wanted to make a point on that, on the young adults right now, and how Taggart and Elizabeth and Sam and Jason, in the late 90s were the young adults. Yeah. Or the early 2000s, late 90s, they were the young adults. Which was 22 years ago now.
Yeah.
Which means they ain't the young adults anymore. Now they are the old people.
Yeah, the majority of the cast are depicting people within 10 years of my age, not yours.
Correct. Right? So... Yeah. So there's a lot of call for like Elizabeth should be doing this and Sam should be doing that and Jason should come back and do this, that, or the other thing. And why are these people with grandchildren not doing this, that, or the other? I can't be more specific than this because I'm just an emotional thinker, not a factual thinker. But I just what I wanted to was just point out that your favorites are too old for that stuff, and you got to start expecting this sort of shenanigans and hijinks from BLQ and Chase and, Cameron and Joss and all of them. So let's stop worrying so much about legacy characters and start embracing current new characters, right?
And let's talk about what's going on right now. Holy smackaroos, Matt.
There's a lot.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Oh, gosh. I made so many. Let me just pick a Post-it note at random. How about that?
All right.
Here we go. Nina is doing bad stuff. It is hard for me to justify Nina now. This Harmony stuff has really transitioned Nina's place in this story for me, and I don't appreciate what she's doing.
Well.
I don't. It was very manipulative. Well, why don't you go and just try and maybe you can convince your daughter. Well, it's because Michael was there and she's going to say what Michael wants to say. You need to isolate her. Like, oh my God, Nina.
Yeah. And then when things when things didn't work out, not panning out, and her conversation's not really working with Harmony either, she's not influencing her further.
Right.
She starts insulting her.
Yeah.
And grabbing.
You know what it reminded me of? Michelle Stafford. It reminded me of Michelle Stafford, Nina. It did. She brought up how Miss Tate was my stepdaughter's teacher, blah, blah, blah. And just this behavior is more traditional, original Nina for me than anything that Cynthia Watros was bringing.
I didn't think about that, but you are right.
Yeah, remember how just crazy she was with Willow when Michelle Stafford was Nina?
And that whole underlying crappiness.
Yeah, just being a royal bitch and a half. to Nina, who's just like, listen, your stepdaughter is really making fun of this kid. Like, little Aiden is a sweet, innocent, gay angel, and you just need to let him go, okay?
Yeah.
But your daughter, oh my God, your daughter's a monster just like you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it reminded me of a more original, definitely a little more of a loose cannon Nina.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe her time with Jax kind of softened her and calmed her down, because I think that Jax stuff was kind of the first thing that Cynthia Watros handled when the character transitioned.
Yeah, and like when she was with Valentine, they both were kind of the same to a certain degree, because Valentine hadn't really, he's a much better individual now too.
Yes,
Back
yes. There's been a lot of growth of some of these people over the last couple
for
of
both
years.
of them, there's been a lot of growth where they used to both have that little underlying.
Well, I mean, yeah, the pretentiousness that could come out of both of those that was really influencing Charlotte at the time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Chandra wants to know, how would Mom Cat, you, I told you got a nickname with these people. Everybody calls you Mom Cat or Mama Cat. You're not just Cat, so hey.
Well, I even refer to myself as Mama Cat.
Well, then perfect then. Welcome to the show, Mama Cat. How would you react if Nina tried to badmouth you to your face, huh? She comes up to you at Kelly's and she's like, hey, Cat, you got a pretty good relationship with this Willow character. What do you think about helping me out? And if you don't, you're ugly and you are short and nobody thinks that you're pretty.
Well, I would be a match for her, because I can be quite an a-hole.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh boy, can you be a jerk? Oh my gosh.
I can.
Yes,
I can. But I have to be provoked, and I
you
have to be hard provoked.
And well, I mean, you would be mama bearing all over Wiley. Okay, if you didn't think that Nina was appropriate or healthy for your kid.
Oh. Okay.
I remember you having to fire a member of our family from babysitting your kids over some choices that they made. So
absolutely, I started trying for her.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's because you know what? Ultimately, you don't have children to not take care of them. That's the
right.
If I wasn't going to take care of them, I don't think I'd have tried to have you, Matt.
Well, thank you so much for being so dedicated to my health and wellness.
Yeah, absolutely. So I get like for instance, one time when the boys, you and your brothers, because this is when we had Ken, we went to the Great America, and my teenagers were ahead of me going through the stylist, and I know that you got to do this kind of stuff, but they had patted you guys down and took extra time, and then they ushered me through, and I was like, nope, y'all need to do that to me too. These kids you just treated like a criminal, I am their number one provider, so I must be wrong as well. Pat me down. I ain't going through this turntile until you do.
Make sure I don't have a weapon, gosh darn it.
Yes. Because I was wrong.
And you didn't. And you didn't. Hey, Christy, welcome to the show.
So stupid, right?
Let's see. Liz and Gia fought like frenemies, so we'll go back a little bit. Taggart was never a young adult. Come on. Taggart was much younger than he is today. This was 20 years ago. If he's 50 now, then he was 30 then. And I'm sorry, but that's still pretty young, folks.
He didn't really look like a young adult.
I don't know. I didn't.
He hasn't aged that much.
Has he not? Like I said, years of gap missing.
Now, I'm sure if I saw a quick little scene of Taggart from then, I could see a difference, Yeah. But I don't. When I look back, when I think about it, I don't recall him looking like a young adult, really.
Okay. All right. Hey, like I said, I miss those years. Excuse me for being wrong. This is the 10th floor. You don't come here for facts.
And no, you don't. And Gia, I remember Gia quite well. I can see her face in my mind right now. It is so strikingly beautiful. And she went on to do quite a bit more television and primetime.
Yeah, well, good for her. Well, there's no room for that actress to come back. She's far too successful to return to daytime until she's 50. So, Hey.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen her on anything recently, but then again, I'm not the one that's really, really an expert of knowing what's on television.
Uh,
Not really.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood Chandra's question. How would you react if Nina badmouthed me to your face?
I
Same
would
thing.
have the same thing. Because, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter if you were 8 or 80. I'm going to come after somebody who's
Oh, that's
coming
so
after you.
nice. That's so
Right?
nice. Lovelessa says that Nina is beyond oblivious. Harmony, the killer, is still a better mom to Snow White than Willow than than the evil queen Nina. Hey, I asked Caitlin McMullen at the GH convention if she was more inspired by Snow White or the evil queen, and to my surprise, she said she would much rather follow the footsteps of the evil queen. So who knows what's in the future for Willow?
Well, maybe. I've seen Willow come after a couple people, though. She's talked to Nina quite sternly.
Well, being with Michael and the Quartermaines and just having this drama, I guess, happen to her, she has strengthened herself just slightly.
I think so. I think she's, even though she's still Snow White, I think she has come into herself. When she was with Donna Day, she wasn't even thinking for herself.
No.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's a good observation. She went from Donna Day and then left Donna Day. Well, we met her after she had already left and had this baby.
Yes.
And gave it away for adoption immediately, trying to keep it, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of like the first thing that she did, like reclaiming her thing. Speaking of reclaiming her thing, we have to, oh my gosh, Ma, we've got to talk about Harmony. Oh my God, we got to talk about Harmony.
Oh my God,
okay.
Harmony.
Okay, all right. Not only is Harmony a terrible killer, okay, she killed my best friend, Neil, okay? Neil was my best friend, Mom. And she murdered him with a syringe, okay?
And Matt, it was interesting to me that they showed 3 different scenes of the same thing to the audience this week of her injecting him.
Yeah.
3 different times.
They really want the people to know that aren't watching every single day that Harmony did this.
Yes. Oh, my word.
Listen, we're going to tell you on Monday and on Wednesday and on Friday, okay? We're going to remind you.
That was very interesting to me. Yes. And you know what that means? She's capable of doing something else. And no wonder she felt so compassionate for crazy Ryan. She is not that different from him.
She crazy too, okay? She crazy murderer. All right, one, did Cyrus order her to do this? Because Cyrus was like, hey, make sure that Neil died from my product years ago, or, a couple of years ago. So, we'll see if that is, gets phased out of the story or not. Which, if you're a fan of the 10th floor, well, everybody watching, and then also this one person specifically that I can't find the name of right now, but who's listening to us in his pocket and has been listening to us since our very first episode. You're a fan of the show, that we're crazy here. Don't
know a thing.
And but I'm just so enraptured by this. We don't care whether or not they pay attention to the specific plot points of stuff that happened 2 years or not.
So Harmony, she must have been hiding in the basement.
Right.
The whole time Neil and Alexis were having their lovey time.
Well, like she snuck in through the front door somehow, or I don't know.
She was kind of hiding in the basement. That's why she knew where everything was down there. She had killing time, so she'd just be a nosy Nelly down there, opening cabinets and stuff.
There's the carpet cleaner in case I ever need to find it in the future. I know where to get. And then I'll say that I was here to indoctrinate Alexis's daughter. Okay, all right. I really need to climb into Harmony's head with this, because if you did kill Neil, why have you been going after this friendship with Alexis so strong? What's the point? Are you trying to find some sort of forgiveness for yourself through a friendship with her?
Maybe, huh? Or maybe she's just cuckoo crazy.
Is she still under orders from someone? Is Ryan gonna kill her? Because Ryan was like, when I'm done with you, blink, 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 you won't have anything to worry about. Blink, 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 because I'll be done with you. Blink, blink, I'm gonna kill you. Blink. Is pretty much what he said.
Yeah, that's all nuts. And you know what? I think two things are going to happen. I think we're not going to see an Alexis Harmony love affair. I don't
No,
think.
they
I
pulled that
don't
rug
think.
right out from under my my LGBTQIA plus feet.
Yes, I don't think we're going to get that after all. And I think ultimately Harmony will be dead.
Yeah, no, Harmony's going to die from this. Harmony
Yeah,
is not going to survive. Not at all.
and
Not at
I
all.
think and before she's dead, she's going to kill somebody else.
She might have to kill Brendan Byrne.
I
All
know,
right,
Brenda.
Brendan Byrne from Babylon 5. Brendan Byrne. All right.
So he's from Babylon 5 too?
Yeah, he was on Babylon 5. I don't know this Mark Teschner, I got to look up what other shows he cast because he pulls a lot of people from Babylon 5 and he pulls a lot of people from Charmed. So I don't know if he's just worked with those shows in the past and he likes these people. But there's a lot of like you know how like Kevin Smith used the same people in all of his movies and stuff. You know, Jay and Silent Bob has always got the same people in it. Anyway.
And who the other who is it that always cast his buddies?
I mean, Quentin Tarantino? I don't know. There's a lot of directors out there that do that.
You know, is it Ben Stiller?
Oh, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yes, he always has his buddies in there.
Irma thinks that Shiloh sent Harmony to kill Neil. I think Shiloh was already dead at that point. I think he'd been dead for a couple of months. I think this was the time where Harmony was working for Cyrus, and Willow was like, "What the hell, Mom? Come on,
yes.
Come on, another criminal."
Yes, and for whatever reason, Cyrus had control.
Yeah.
Over why did Cyrus have control of Harmony's
I don't know. I don't remember. There was some sort of last ditch connection or something, or keep her out of jail for the. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know either.
It doesn't matter. But she worked with him for a minute, and then Inga Cardinal, who plays Harmony, had to take some time off from the show, so they just kind of dropped that particular portion of the story, and it looks like they might be picking back up where they might have left off.
She's from Canada, and evidently she's not in a hurry to go back there because she just became a U.S. citizen 2 months.
Great. Maybe there was some sort of travel restriction during COVID or something that was preventing her from continuing. I can't recall. Cyrus got, according to Lovelissa, wonderful contributions from the chat all the time because you guys remember far more details than we do. It's great to have so many brains working together.
It is.
Cyrus got Harmony paroled. So Harmony felt like she owed him at that point and was trying to be very quiet about it.
So he was just back. He was just blackmailing her.
Just blackmailing her, yeah.
Like that was.
But I mean, so what is this greater connection though between Neil and Harmony? Because he had a file for Harmony Miller inside of his thing. So did he help break free somebody's brain from before? Because he kind of specialized in indoctrination, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I need more details, and it just sucks that Joe Flanagan's not still on the show. Stargate SG-1's. Excuse me, Stargate Atlantis' Joe Flanagan. I thought he was fun. I thought that Neil was kind of warming up as a character and kind of loosening his shell, and they're bringing more.
Well, if you had said so many times that the quality of actor was nothing close to what they were trying to pull out of him.
Yeah. He, Joe Flanagan as an actor. If you guys are a sci-fi fan out there, check out Stargate Atlantis. It's a lot of fun. They didn't win any awards or anything, but it's a good romp. And he is so charming and so suave and just
funny, you said, right?
Funny. And I showed you some clips, and you're not even connected to the show in the franchise and the genre of Stargate and science fiction in the slightest. I
watched the board for a couple minutes.
But I showed you some clips. It was like a montage of his best bits, and by the end of it, you're like, oh, I totally get it. I get the appeal of Joe Flanagan, which they did not give him on General Hospital, and it wound up being kind of a short run. That stuff that they did with him with like the drag bingo. Yeah. Is right up Joe Flanagan's alley when it comes to putting on some great entertaining TV. But the character that they gave him was so subdued that he was just like, yeah, this is a good time.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
So
he did
anyway,
play him the way he was written, and Neil was written dry.
he was written dry. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh. Could it be an adoption file for Harmony's bio daughter Esme? Oh, Dara. Oh, I don't think Esme is actually Harmony's kid. I think Esme might have murdered her biological parents and her adoptive parents. Is kind of where my brain is at on that.
I think we're going to find out that Esme is a serial killer,
Like a crazy
but
teen
not
killer,
a yeah, but not a serial killer of strangers.
serial killer of family.
Yeah. And
Very
that's
sad.
even crazier, okay? That's even crazy. That's Ryan crazy. Because
Perfect.
usually, like, when somebody kills multiple people that they know, they have flipped out, completely lost themselves, and have done something in a passionate way. And sometimes they don't even recall it because they're so outside of their body when they, snap, basically. Not very often that you find that an individual will snap on people they love and know this time,
Yeah.
and then this time,
Yeah.
and then this time.
Yeah.
What this thing's going to do in Harmony. Harmony too.
Oh
Holy
boy.
crap.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, maybe they ought to put them in jail and make them a cellmates. And we'll
I
just
don't
see
know.
which
I
one
don't
comes
know.
out on
I don't know
top.
what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what direction these stories are
Crazy.
going in. Because
Crazy.
it's so good because I feel like so much is going on right now. So much is happening.
Mhm.
And I just don't know how it's all going to come together or not because, you still have Victor looming all over everything and everyone. And we can't forget that Alexis is a Cassadine. And even though he was like, oh, Valentine and Alexis are never going to join us. I don't know. He's still going to try to do something, right? I mean, what if he tries to recruit Molly and Christina? Like, what's going on? Says Brad. What's going on here? I don't want to do cards at your casino, Auntie Selena. I want to work in a lab. Love Lissa says that Esme is redeemable. What? And she has a plan. Lissa, what's your plan? Go ahead and type it on out. If it's good enough, I'll read it live on air. I want Esme bumped off like Will Cortland was on AMC. We need a major murder mystery. Will Cortland was played by James Patrick Stewart, was he not?
He sure was, and he was that guy.
And he died. How did he die? Do we remember how he died on the All My Children? It was a big murder mystery.
I don't remember.
I think that General Hospital is definitely desperate right now for a big murder mystery. I thought it was going to be Peter. I thought they had so many people who wanted to kill him that they were just going to find his body somewhere and have to figure it out.
I thought so too. I did think that Peter was going to turn out to be a whodunit, and it was not.
Yeah, and it turned out to be just this beautiful scene that really benefited the Anna character. Love Lissa's theory on how to redeem Esme.
Okay.
Victor kidnaps her to Cassadine Island to have Nicholas's child. Okay. She's locked up like Laura. Redemption arc. She becomes better through this strife. So basically get rid of Esme for a couple of years and then bring her back. She's like, I had a change of heart.
It's doable.
It's doable. It's doable.
It's absolutely doable. Yeah, she is redeemable.
Yeah.
She is.
I mean,
Because Esme
for now, I guess.
has not killed anybody.
Well, if you can redeem Franco by taking this tumor out of his brain, then you can figure out something with Esme. But I'm a little on the side of some of these people who are talking about Twitter talking on Twitter about villains and General Hospital. It's okay to let them go. Like, let them do their bad stuff, let them get beaten, and let them move on in their merry way. It's totally all right. You don't need to transition Esme into a 15-year-long villain who comes and goes and sways and swags and does good then bad. I mean, we've got Ava, we got Valentine, we already got people straddling that line,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Esme's going to be around for the long, long, long haul. Mm-hmm. I don't. I think she's got quite a run in front of her still.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's got a long, healthy run in front of her.
I think she's got at least another year in front of her. And guys, like, we've been talking about Esme nonstop pretty much since she showed up on this show only 7 months ago.
Yeah.
She barely ended this run, She's going to get at least 12 more.
I think so. I think she'll at least have the time that Nell had. She'll at least have that time.
Yeah.
They have to make sure, though. General Hospital has to make sure that they write her different enough from Nell. And she's becoming what Josh called her last week a little bit.
Nell Jr.
A Nell 2.0.
No, Nell 2.0. That's better than Nell Jr. That's more modern.
Yeah,
I'm a product of the 80s and 90s. I'm going to say Junior, not 2.0, like a young tech-savvy geniuses.
Well, that's what Josh said last week. He was Nell 2.0.
Will Cortland was killed by Janet from another planet.
How can we not know it, Matt?
I don't know, because I don't know anything about Janet past throwing Natalie in the well.
She was Amanda's mama.
Will got bashed over the head by crazy Janet.
Uncle Porkchop was her daddy.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
I remember Trevor. And then Trevor died. Trevor got bashed over the head as well by Janet. Oh, gosh. She just loved bashing people over the head. And then she put him in a freezer. Oh.
She sure did. My God. I remember that. Oh, my God, man. She did. She put him in a freezer. See? That's all the reason why we need some Heather Weber on General Hospital.
Hey, maybe, I don't know. Lauren Kuhn says that Avery Pohl, it's a 3-year contract, so maybe we're going to get, 36 months out of her, or 48, or however many 12 times 3 is, because I can't do math.
It's 36, Matt.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, like, people, fans, and other podcasters are able to just dig through the internet to find these facts, and I just, don't have the skill or the desire to really, find out how long people are on contract for. Maybe I find it too spoilerific, No,
Matt. No, we're not spoilerific at all. I really do want to be surprised by what's going on in the show, and I really try to avoid the spoilers and whatnot, because it is more fun. For me, it's more fun to watch not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
It's more fun for me.
Yeah.
But I'm that weird girl that didn't even find out what her children were. X or Y. I didn't even find out that, I wanted a surprise at the end. So I'm that weird girl.
Oh my gosh. Chat is going off on how much they love Avery Pohl, I think her name is. Yeah, Avery Pohl, who plays Esme. They really enjoy your performance. Esme as a character, maybe not the best thing to do for 20 years, but Avery Pohl as someone on the show is something that they seem to be behind.
She's learned how to, and she's very much like Maura West in this way. She can tell stories so much with just a look. Like, for instance,
the crazy eyeballs
and whatnot. And the other day, she came out of the scene. I don't remember who she was with, but she came out of the scene. I think it was probably with Spencer and Nicholas. She came out of the scene, shut the door behind her. They showed her by herself. And then she kind of broke down, like in pain, internalized pain, and then got a little,
because she's nuts.
Right after it.
I really think that we're going to find that Esme is just completely fallen way off the deep end, and she's really good at pretending like she is not Janet from another planet, Heather Weber. Freaking nuts.
Yes, I think that she is Ryan Chamberlain's protege, and she is good at it.
Did you see the eyeballs and eyebrows when she was giving Nicholas that hug when he invited her to come stay at Windermere? Just... I don't even know. I can't even do the ocean wave that she did, and then crossed her eyes a little. What? Oh my God! Continue doing that. That is the Esme that I'm interested in. The completely irredeemable, absolutely freaking nuts, but you love to watch her be crazy, Esme.
Yeah.
I just wish. I'm sorry.
Batshit crazy.
Yeah, badass crazy. Here on the show, not for children. Just nuts, absolutely nuts. And since the actress that plays Heather Weber / Janet from another planet, I saw something. I don't know if it's true or not. The 10th floor, don't quote us. That she has stepped away and isn't gonna be doing nothing no more.
Oh, she's retired from
Yeah,
acting.
so I guess
Robin.
that
Robin.
little Robin Matson,
Robin.
I think her name is. And I guess that I don't know. Did she do a scene with Franco when he was trying to track down the whole?
The last thing I
Yeah,
think we saw her was Franco visiting her
to get some info.
to get some info, believe on the twins and stuff.
Yeah, on the Drew. I grew up with Drew and shoved him down the stairs storyline. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I
Yes.
guess that was the last time we're gonna get Robin Matson.
And I remember her saying one of the last scenes that she was on before that was, I guess you'll never know now, some kind of, thing about,
Yeah. So, if she's not going to come back to claim that status as the Queen Crazy, that, Crazy Annie tried to be, that Crazy Marion tried to be, but just never could be.
maybe they can get the other chick that played Natalie and Janet.
The other actress that played them?
Yes.
The original Natalie?
Yeah. She was cuckoo nuts too and good at it. And us older ABC, been watching it for decades, will go, cool.
Yes. Except Frank Valentini seems to have a much bigger heart for One Life to Live than All My Children. So I don't know. He does. Lots of. I guess he used to run that show. I don't know. Again, facts. We don't bring him here. What I did see on my Twitter feed is a random tweet from somebody that doesn't even do soap Twitter and doesn't have it in their profile or anything, but it came across my thing because the tweet literally was, look at Stephen A. Smith acting all over General Hospital. He plays Brick.
Yeah, he's
he's a sportscaster.
Yeah, he's a sportscaster.
I don't know much about him, but I did see a little clip of him talking about football or whatever. And Brick and Stephen A. Smith are not that far apart from each other. He's kind of got that same energy about him when it comes to talking about sports than he does when it comes to talking about surveillance. But what it is proof that bringing on somebody like Stephen A. Smith to play a character every once in a while does help when it comes to bringing in an outside audience that might not have been there before. And then they get to be treated to this conversation about how, yeah, I'm going to be a part of your thing. I'll run all the surveillance and stuff, but you got to find somebody to kill people. I'm not going to do that.
Basically what he did, didn't he? Basically what he asked.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Yeah. I like Brick on there and stuff, but man, he needs to kiss ass a little less.
He does kiss Sonny butt. He majorly kisses Sonny butt. But then, I mean, he's my friend, he's my friend outside the show. He's my friend inside the show. I just like it when somebody comes on and tells Sonny how great he is instead of how dirty of a cheater he is, I just think Sonny needs to be propped to something.
I guess so, huh? He sure does pat him on the back and massage his ego quite a bit.
Yeah, he does. He does. Oh, how about a drink? No, I don't get drinks, but there's drinks out in the bar. Oh, well, then I won't drink. That's fine. If you're not drinking, I won't drink. It's okay. Did Sonny, indoctrinate him? Does Sonny have some sort of dawn of day control over Brick?
It seems like it in a way. I mean,
and why do you need to use Brick?
And as soon as he, and Sonny asked him to come talk to him, didn't give him any details on at all what it was. And Brick dropped everything and come running.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Didn't even have no idea what it was. I mean,
there's a plane on the tarmac waiting to go to Port Charles for your call.
I could see that from, let's say Jason was still alive and still around. I could see that from Jason because there was a different kind of relationship there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, drop everything just because I need to kiss your butt and you're cold? I don't get it.
Yeah, well, it's a very Diane thing, right? A very Diane way of doing stuff.
I know, but Brick is not on retainer, is he?
I don't know how that works in the criminal underworld.
Maybe he is on.
Maybe. I don't know. It's enough to be able to afford that expensive West Coast rent. That's for sure. Los Angeles rent or whatever he came from. Yeah. Brick may go hit up Carly for a date, says Lovelissa. Maybe. I don't know. Has Brick always been in love with Carly?
Yeah, he always dug her. He thought she was so sexy.
Well, Well, maybe she is, Brick, huh? She's gonna get all in flagrante delicto with Drew here in no time.
No, she's just practicing her yoga moves for her future with Drew.
She was practicing her yoga moves in the only yoga class in town, folks. This is Port Charles's one and only yoga class that you're ever going to be able to find at the community center. So if you want your hot yoga, come to this one and only class, enemy there or not.
That's right. But they did run her out of there, though, didn't they? They got her to leave finally. But Nina got in her face so hard.
Okay, so Nina is an idiot. Oh, God, I'm totally with Maxie. Oh my God, I was with Maxie during that scene. Because Nina's like, I'm going to go talk to her about Wiley. And Maxie's like,
wow.
No! Oh, don't do it.
And Nina did not need to be told that. If you're going to get in the face of Carly at all, it's not going to matter where you're at. She's going to give it back to you.
I just thought we'd be able to talk about Wiley again. You stupid bitch. Why? What do you think has changed over the last 3 days? And why do you think that this venue is the one for this conversation? Get out of my face, you crazy hoe.
Exactly. So dumb.
Like usually I find Carly to be too much. Honestly, most of the time I'm like, why do you behave like this, Caroline? Oh my God, stop. But in this case, like
my mom was enough, Caroline. I had to live with her.
Like and just goodness. Excuse me. Oh my God. So, Nina, you are losing it, lady. You are losing it, and it's because of this ultimatum that you've been given a couple of times now. You can't have both.
You can't. So she screwed up in the morning at Charlie's, talking smack.
Yeah.
And being manipulative. Then she went and got herself. Then she goes and gets herself a yoga clothes on and does the same thing over here.
She's falling off the deep end.
She's on my side eventually.
She is losing it. And it has to do, I really think it has to do with the ultimatum that she's been given from a couple of people. You can have Wiley or you can have Sonny, but there is no world that exists where you have both.
And I don't care how many beautiful dances you've had with Smike in the last couple of weeks.
All of me loves all of you. That's not the song. I just felt like singing
actually, a really cool song. The song was awesome.
Yeah.
The song itself. It's that R&B kind of folky thing. I loved it. A lot of blue and bluesy. I loved it. So good.
Yeah.
I love that kind of music, though. I love that kind of music.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, she keeps on acting like that. I think that will be the thing that Sonny Mike will not side with her on.
I don't know, because I
don't see Sonny siding with her on that one.
I just don't know how it's gonna go. I just don't. Because how does Nina really fit with Sonny in the life that he has? She doesn't. Not really. She doesn't really fit with him.
And if she starts doing something underhanded that way, he will be fully aware of what is happening, not knowing who he is or not being there at the time.
Right.
Not feeling it at the time, just hearing about it later.
Yeah.
That might be what sways him. He's presently, I'm watching her hurt my child.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Michael's being a real jerk to his dad right now and really talking very disrespectfully to him, even though I think you need to earn that sometimes, not just expect it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. No, I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know. But Alyssa thinks that Nina is cruising for a bruising.
Maybe I'm gonna get that real throwdown someday.
Oh, I'm sure you will. It's not gonna be. We're not gonna go to the end of this story without Carly and Nina getting in a real fight, right? I mean, the fight between Jocelyn and Nell has been better than any sort of physicality.
I wouldn't want there to be a big old wacky slap, whack, and then I want there to be some hair pulling, and then I want somebody to jump in there and pull them apart, and they're just like being pulled at the waist, and they're just trying to get each other.
Your grandparents! What are you doing? Your grandparents! You have 2 generations of children underneath you. You are too old and too experienced to be doing this. Get off of each other. Oh, God. Michael will never bend on this, says Lissa. Lissa, a great contributor this week. Michael will never bend on this. No, he's not going to bend on this because Michael also is going crazy. Michael, you are losing it, bro. Like, really, like, you know who was right about this whole thing was Harmony, okay? Harmony has been right about this whole thing. Listen, if you just do some supervised visitation, if you just control it yourself and let this woman see this kid once a week with you sitting in the room, this goes away. No. She's going to poison his mind.
But Nina probably wouldn't be satisfied with that for very long. She'd push for something different.
I just want to take him to the park, just the 2 of us.
Exactly.
Well, I just don't think that's a good idea. We're not going to be doing that. Instead, we're gonna. I don't want you hanging out with my child, Nina, but instead, I'm going to surprise Grandma Monica and give her absolutely no time to prepare, while me and Willow run off to Paris this afternoon.
I know.
Like, come on.
I know. I don't know, though. It seems to me like the Quartermaines upstairs, they got a full-time nanny whether there's a baby there or not.
They should have a full-time. Should be. But I just found that scene, that discussion, it was last week, not this week. It was just before Willow had passed out and Michael got arrested and all that, and which is why they didn't go, right? But that whole conversation just shocked me to a degree, because like this fight between Nina and the Quartermaine / Corinthos is it really about Wiley, or is it about their feelings about each other? Because the argument is centered around Wiley, but also at the same time they were willing to just be like, let's just dump the kid this afternoon so we can go party.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think they're so against Nina because of what she's done. Mm-hmm. When it comes to Wiley, interaction with Wiley. Yeah, she did say that one thing about, Willow not being your mama.
Yeah.
But she said that when he was like 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I recall that. If the only way he's going to remember that is for people to bring it up in front of him constantly, then yeah, he's going to remember. But if you left it alone, mm-hmm. his 2-year-old mind wouldn't keep that.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Now it would. Now it
would. Yes, he's about 4 now.
Yeah,
yes.
now he's gonna run around, being like, Grandma Monica said shit.
Exactly.
There's again, Jacarius is just he's certain that Nell is not Nina's daughter, and there's such certainty out there with some of these fans, and I find that to be interesting.
I really do believe it's going to be a twin thing.
I think so. I do.
I would be shocked that it turned out that Nell wasn't. If Nell turns out not to be Nina's daughter, I think she'll be connected to somebody else instead.
Right.
I don't think there's going to be like she was just never. It was all just not.
I just don't see the point of Nell not being Nina's daughter at this time.
I don't either, and I don't think Chloe Lanier's going to come back.
Not anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
Did they find the body? I can't remember if they found the body. Did they find the body on the Pennsylvania side of the river? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
But they never showed it.
Right. Of course.
And they never depicted that it was missing.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, it's up in the air. Seriously, Nell literally just ran off a cliff like Wile E. Coyote. Okay, like literally. Just huh? So I it's super soapy. But yeah, and then Carly wasn't there in time to save her.
Yes, and Carly said, "Sar," and she hesitated for
just a
moment, and then reached down, and then she
couldn't
didn't.
get it.
Yeah, and
Couldn't get it.
Nell fell. But yeah, but if you can freeze the world and type Ice Princess to revive it, oh my gosh, there could be 10 Nells.
But I just don't see, I just don't see the point of doing that. They would have to bend over backwards in so many ways to explain after Nell's death why she had that necklace to begin with. I don't know. I just really don't see the point.
Or what they could do, and we've seen them do. They just don't address it at all.
They just don't address it at all. I don't know.
Pretending it just was not part of anything.
Harmony switched to the babies because she needed a dark-haired child, not a blonde. So she switched so she could keep one. In theory. Okay. Maybe, but I want to say, and this is, I don't mean to be offensive or anything, because I don't, but just picking the child because of the hair color, so I need to swap these babies, is really really weak. And if that's the direction that they went in, oh my God, would people throw stuff at their television sets for that? I think, I don't mean to be offensive by that, but just it's so, there's just not enough substance there for me. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I need this dripping in suds, I don't need just some sort of oh, well, I just felt like it. No, I need to know my mother-in-law had cancer and this baby reminded me of my mother-in-law, so I swapped the baby when I saw it. Like that's what I need, That's what I need. If Nell were to not be Nina's. But really what I need is Willow and Nell to be twins. That way when they do eventually bring back Nell, even as a recast, we can get that dynamic. Yeah. And they planted the seeds a long time ago. They really, really, really did. They really did. So, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Because Willow, she's still kind of sick. All right? Willow is still kind of sick.
Yep, she's still kind of sick.
Sick. Just kind of sick. Where she's just I feel a little under the weather. Well, just remember to eat things, my darling.
Yeah, there's going to be a problem with Willow going forward. She don't feel well.
No, she got leukemia or something.
And she's going to continue to feel worse, it looks like. And she's going to need something. And Harmony is going to be it.
Yeah. You know what, Lissa? You're right. There are too many twins. We need triplets. Who's the third? Who's the third out there? Who is it?
They tried to do that for a second with Drew and Jason and Franco.
Sort of. And they went, no. Just another kid that she had collected, and then you shoved him down the stairs, so he had to leave. Oh gosh.
But I agree with you. It's a little twin heavy, right?
It's a little twin heavy, but I don't know.
But soap operas have always been.
Yeah, that's the tough part, right?
Soap opera thing.
When you're on for 59 years and you have soap tropes, there are soap tropes. Amnesia, twins, coming back from the dead, soap tropes. That a show.
Super couples.
Yeah, it's just a part of it. It's just, the third is Amy's brother Chet. Okay, sure, why not? Oh, that's a good one.
You're funny. I love it.
Oh, good. Oh, you broke the show, Lissa. Chet. I don't know. It's saying soap tropes. Show's been on for 59 years. Yeah, there's a lot of sets of twins, but it's a soap trope. Whenever you need to quickly bring a new development, a new dynamic to two similarly aged characters, they were twins and didn't know it the whole time. Jason wouldn't have a twin if it wasn't for the fact that Steve Burton had left the show, so those are those considerations as well. If Steve Burton had left the show and then never come back, then Drew would have continued to be Jason until Billy Miller was done playing the role. There would not have been twins.
They felt like the loss of Jason left too big of a hole in the scheme of the show.
Yeah.
And that's why they gave him a twin.
So they recast and gave him a twin and all that. So I don't know.
And you know what? They did the same thing in reverse when he left this time.
Yeah.
But they didn't even, well, they might have had an inkling already because Steve already was saying months before, as the date approached,
I'm
that
not getting this thing.
I'm not getting this thing. And he had filed those 2 petitions
Yeah.
And it didn't go in his favor. So maybe they brought in Cameron Matheson just in case he hits the road again. Maybe.
I don't know. All I know is that we have been doing this for about an hour and we've barely talked about Sprina. The chat wants to hear it.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's end this ride on the 10th floor by talking some Trina Sprina. Trina's in trouble, but got out of there without a bond because Scotty Baldwin, best lawyer on the East Coast.
I loved what he said to Portia.
Yeah, what did he say to Portia?
He said to Portia that he just, if he didn't believe in Portia, I don't know exactly what he said, but if he didn't believe in Trina, he wouldn't be representing her.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet.
You know, as a father, as a parent, you know.
Yeah. Oh. So I mean, okay, so this week we got like three big things. Okay, we got Sprina splits. Okay, Sprina splits. Because like Spencer showed up and he's like, so, I feel forced to tell you that I've been forced to think that Esme didn't do this because she might be having my baby, and my Uncle Victor is like, you've got to pick loyalty and children over actual love, my boy. So I'm picking loyalty and this fake child over my actual love for you, Trina.
Yeah, that was the underlying message, but he actually did a pretty good job of being an A to her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? Like,
it was terrible.
Like, Harry and the Hendersons or something like that. Are you familiar with Harry and the Hendersons?
A little bit.
All right. So basically, there's like this Bigfoot thing, and then like a family, right? Bigfoot moves in with a family, and then at the end of it, they gotta get Harry to leave because he's, government wants him, all that kind of stuff. And the guys in the woods going like, go, don't you understand? We don't want you here. We hate you. Go, get on out. Right?
Yeah, you stink. Yeah, right. I remember.
Yeah. So I think it's something similar. Like, I really, really gotta crush this person right now, so she doesn't come and make this harder for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think.
So, the disappointing thing for me is I really, really want to see the two of them together, and because of this, it's gonna, the Trina Spencer romance that we all want, at least I do, it's going to not, maybe Christmas time now.
Well, okay. So
it's going to take a minute.
We also have to remember that even though Spencer and Trina are not together, we are getting their romance. They have a romantic story. They're just not together.
You are right.
They clearly like each other. They're clearly doing stuff that they wouldn't do for other people for each other.
Yeah, and well, yeah. I mean, the only person that Trina's actually ever compromised her own integrity for
is Spencer.
That boy.
Yeah, and it wasn't until this week in the scene in the interrogation room where she was finally like, "All right, dude.
Right.
So my life has gotten worse since I started to lie for you."
Even in their first 3 or 4 scenes when he was Victor.
Yeah.
They were, you already liked them together. At least I did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, Chandra, yes, Spencer is Trina's alibi, but Spencer really can't speak to that because he left jail when he shouldn't have. So, oops. Folks, there is a lot of holes in the whole cell phone story and all that kind of stuff, but holes are there to be filled with plot and stuff, I mean, there's a quick gut wrench reaction to what happens on the show without allowing time for you to see the result before people start to comment on it. Like Spencer and Trina's scene where people were just diving down Spencer's throat. Nicholas Chavez, well, not his specifically because they really like the actor, but just diving down Spencer's throat. How dare you? You're such a jerk. How dare you turn your back on the woman that you love? And then we see on Friday how devastated he is over this circumstance. You can see how much he does not want to be around Esme. You can't get Esme to not talk about Trina because she's obsessed. Came out of his mouth.
He wants her to take that pregnancy test in front of him where he can kick her to the curb.
Yes, he does. He does not. He did not make these choices because they're the choices he wanted to make.
He sure did a good job of hurting Trina, though, and breaking her heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe he will, maybe Chandra, maybe you're right. Maybe he will admit to it if she's found guilty. So he maybe might have to go to jail in her place for being out of jail and an alibi. I don't know. It's hard to prove when you're supposed to be in prison and also be somebody's alibi.
Maybe Scotty will find out something.
Maybe. I mean, Scotty's pretty good at finding out something.
Scotty's
real good at finding out something. And then we also had that kind of look between Ava, Joss, and Cameron at the end of Friday as well, where it seemed like they might have been coming to some sort of wordless understanding and agreement that the three of them are going to have to work together to get Esme.
And how does Esme think it's a good idea that when Ava comes home and says, hey, Nicholas. Yeah. Oh, I think he's upstairs.
Yeah. Well, the whole point is to drive Ava away from Nicholas.
Yes, but Esme just does not realize just who she's really messing with.
It's true.
With Ava or Sonny.
Well, I mean, she might have a better idea now.
Well, yeah, but the two of them, I don't think she really realizes just how Ava can be. Ava can be crazy.
Ava can be crazy. Look at that. Look how good Esme is that we were talking about Sprina and found ourselves back on Esme again.
I know. Well, just because, she's such an intricate part of it.
And she really is, because they were this close. They were this close, and then she showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm the girlfriend from Europe. And what?
So
from where?
We're going to have some Esme shenanigans
mm-hmm.
before we see our Sprina.
Yeah, well, and even then, okay. So Chase and Brooklyn have been doing this dance for a year.
Yep.
Okay, they've been doing this since Brooklyn came onto the show. However long ago that was, since pre-COVID.
But actually, Trina and Spencer have been too. I mean, they started all that stuff up at the summer last year when they had the pool set up.
Yeah. No, they've been doing this with Spring.
It's been a minute for them.
It's been a minute. It's taken some time, but they're telling this story, and we can so clearly see where Spence's head is during all of this. We know how much he wants Trina over Esme and Nicholas Alexander Chavez.
Yep.
Mr. Orange himself. I don't know this orange thing. I didn't see that movie that he was on. But apparently he ate an orange or did something. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Tell me in the chat what he did to an orange. I don't know.
All you gotta do is just slow it down a little bit. I saw it slowed down. It's just like he looks like he's licking something else. That's all.
Oh, gotcha. He's doing such a good job with this character in Spencer, and you can see the vast difference in just performance when it comes to time with Trina versus time with Esme. He is so much more of a genuine, happy person around Trina than he is with Esme, and it's so obvious, and he's just nailing it, knocking it out of the park.
He melts like ice cream in front of Trina.
He sure does. And he needs to start making better choices. Otherwise, Officer Rory Cabrera is going to slide right into those DMs, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, he's already given her a soda and said, "I'll take you out into the hallway. Don't worry."
Yeah, and then and he is just listening to every word that anybody is saying.
Yeah,
seems to be very invested. Doesn't he?
Well, he seems to be very invested. But now, okay, so we got all kinds of questions when it comes to Rory Cabrera. All right, we got questions.
He's sweet on Trina already.
He might think that she's a pretty girl. You want to be a pretty girl, don't you? A pretty girl.
I think he's just feeling some compassion for her right now.
Yeah.
And he's attracted to her as well.
Oh, yeah. He thinks he's a pretty, yeah. He's like, ooh, look at that babe. I hope she doesn't have to stay in prison. But if she does, I hope I get to guard her. But yeah, I mean, it's the only reason why this has really caught so much attention is, one, the dude is flipping beautiful. Oh my God. Like, goodness gracious. And two is because of the Trina thing and how just of Sprina, people love Trina and want to see her with someone.
Yes.
And Tabyana Ali has not changed the fandom in any way.
Oh my gosh. Talk about knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything negative about Sydney Michaela at all,
No.
but I'm not thinking about her anymore.
No. I mean, I really of recasts and such. I thought about Michelle Stafford for a couple of weeks when she left. Right. I thought about who's been recast. I don't know, other people. I mean, that was probably the most prominent one that's happened recently. Yeah. I guess Ryan Lavery, Drew. At first, I was not getting much Ryan, but now I'm getting a lot more Ryan than I did before. So, whatever.
I'm getting Ryan too.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is.
But I like him as Drew.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tabyana.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job. A wonderful performance. She slid right in and just is handling this because she came into the thick of this story.
Yes.
The thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to get Sydney Michaela's perspective on her mindset of walking away from the show. Because clearly, on Twitter, she still very much loves her cast and the story and what's happening with Trina. She and Tabyana even had a little Twitter exchange between each other about freeing Trina from prison and just it's very amicable, like clearly left on wonderful terms, and clearly knows Tabyana, or at least had a chance to meet her, and they get along and they click and there's no animosity, which is wonderful.
Yes.
But I'm curious as to what led to this huge decision, because we could see at the convention how tired Eden McCoy is.
Yes.
From acting and volleyball and press and college and just everything that has filled her life.
Very, very young woman, but even and not that she was low. I wouldn't call her low energy. She really wasn't, but you could just see it though. That girl's tired.
Yeah, she is. So maybe something similar was running through Sydney Michaela's life, and she cut the TV to focus on education. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I can't speak for her, and I'd just be really interested to climb into her head if she's even done interviews yet. I don't know. Share a link with me or something. Jakaria says that Rory is too old for Trina. Too old for Trina. This is a very common argument that I've seen a lot from people that I don't understand. The man's not 80. Like, what the fudge? Like,
I think there's supposed to be a little gap. I think Trina's playing 18,
mm-hmm.
right? She's 18. I would say with the amount of education you need to be a police officer, I think you could easily be a cop by the time you were 24 or 25. Don't you?
Probably get it way before then.
I mean, you can be a cop.
You go to cop school for 6 months, ma.
I don't know, sweetheart.
Yeah. You don't go to cop school for very long. It's not like college. You don't got to go get a 4-year degree in copping.
Well, you basically, it's the same thing as being a prison guard. I know that. But if you have a 2-year degree, your chances of being chosen for an academy is much higher.
Okay. Well, he could be 24. He could be 25, which I don't think is all that inappropriate. College senior, college freshman.
And I know 2 guys that are prison guards.
Yeah.
And in federal penitentiaries, and it took them a while to go through the process. It took about 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a little different for prison guards because I don't know. From my understanding, you just got to go to cop school for a minute.
There's a lot of background crap you have to go through,
mm-hmm.
and they just let it sit in a basket for a while.
Oh.
And several steps, and then I was character witness for one of them where I don't know. I don't know for sure. It may have been the FBI called me, I believe. And I was on the phone with them for a long time about one of them. So it does take a while to go through the just the propaganda of it
Yeah.
before you actually get to go
I don't know.
to. So I would say 24, 25.
I don't think that's too old.
That's too old.
I don't think that's too old. I understand that the actor's 32, but also Roger Howarth is 52 and is playing somebody in his late 30s. So,
Yes.
yeah, like it's
Brianna
just a
Henry
TV
was
show.
27. Brianna Henry was 27.
Yeah, Brianna Henry 27 with a 27-year-old child. So,
Yes.
unless she had that baby when she was all a zero, like she was born pregnant and then had a baby. I just don't see how that works. Lovelessa says you could be a cop pretty much as soon as you're fully legal. So I don't know. It probably depends on the state that you live in. In Indiana, you have to be at least 21, says Chandra. So, we'll see. I mean, he could be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Jacarius respects Sydney's Michaela's decision, as do we. And Daisy suggests that Rory is for Britt. Maybe. Brando came on, slept with Molly, and is now married to Sasha. Just because you are introduced with someone doesn't mean that that's who you're destined to be with.
That's true.
So, maybe Rory Cabrera is going to get shot or something, and Britt's going to have to save his life.
The only actors that are destined to be with someone doesn't stay with that someone. It's a circle all the time, know?
Yeah, you
It's
come and go. You come and go and have a baby and leave and come back.
Carly Sonny. Been married 4 or 5 times.
See, we gotta get Lissa on here as a guest because she just bringing in the wisdom every time and is just stealing all the spotlight from you and me. And I don't know if I like that. And I might have to ban her from the chat. But she says, y'all mad at Rory's age, but loving Monica and Yuri. Double standard much? Huh? What, you gotta be 80 in order to rob the cradle? Jacarius, Monica and Yuri are kind of dating in the background. It's nothing that has been like established, but he's always talking about how just wonderful and magnanimous this Monica Quartermaine is. And she's just so. And last night we stayed up all night doing puzzles and reading to each other, and it's just yeah, they're boning. They are. Monica either has dumped the judge or got herself a little Yuri side piece.
You guys, this kid's falling off the deep end here.
I just love how we do puzzles together and make macrame. I need Yuri and Johan to get in a fight together. I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, you got Victor Cat. Come on, Johan, you can fight. You can defend my honor better than do this for the cause, right? And then Yuri's just like, I need to protect Mrs. Quartermaine. Is it all right, Valentine? Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, good times. Good
so did
times.
we talk about Sprina enough?
I think so. I think we talked enough about Sprina. I did. I just, I enjoy doing my little voices, and I got some Sonny in today. I got some Michael in today. I got some Victor in. Now I got Yuri, so that's good. I just need some Martin Gray to come back, because honestly, the Kentucky accent is my favorite one to do, and I just have to find excuses every once in a while to just throw it in, because this man is just never on my screen.
You're right, he hasn't been, has he?
Maybe he'll show up during the replacement nurses ball, also known as the IPO for deception.
I noticed that.
So yeah, we'll get a performance from 2 or 3 characters rather than the whole cast, right?
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
We don't talk about Gladys, Chandra. We don't talk about Gladys. No. We don't talk about Gladys.
Gladys is right back to her old self, isn't she?
Yeah. To both of you, I'm gonna say good job, but to you, Sasha, I'm gonna push you to drugs. Yeah.
Gladys reminds me of a little bit, Matt. Like a W.C. Fields.
W.C. Fields? Oh no. Oh boy. Oh no. Gladys is a comedy gold digger. Lissa, I got to end the show because I keep on reading your comments and you're just better than us. And I don't know how I like that. I don't. So, well, maybe that's encouragement for all of you people who still listen exclusively to the podcast, or if you just come and watch this after the fact, that join us at 11 a.m. on Sunday Pacific time, and just get involved in this chat, because I read as much of it as I can, but so much goes through that that I don't have a chance to really read on the air because we're busy talking about other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, why so little Martin Gray? Why so little Martin Gray? I don't know, because he's just not being written for right now.
So Matt, what do you want to see happen next week? Next week
on General Hospital, huh?
Yes. What do you want to see develop the most?
All right. So this week we put Sonny, Nina, Carly kind of a little bit on the back burner. It was touched on, but was not the focus of any one of the days, I don't believe. So I'd like that to continue, because we've told that portion of the story. We need to get some other stuff in position to move that on. We don't need to continue to have the same "I came to talk to Phyllis, but you're here, Sonny" scenes that we've been getting for the last month. What I want to see is things continue to heat up with the woo stuff. That's my main focus next week. That's what I like to see developed some more. I want to see Selena woo. I want to see some sort of suggestion or a hint as to what she's up to and how she's going to try to take over all of Port Charles and not continue to share it with Sonny.
And I'm looking forward to the comedy of Brad doing one of those card night things.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen next week or later on, but that's definitely going to happen. And maybe this card night thing, maybe, because Marshall's very much like, listen, don't do this. You're just opening the door to you having to do a favor for somebody. Mm-hmm. So, maybe that's the direction that we're going to go, and there's going to be some sort of incident at the Savoy. I want an incident at the Savoy. Who doesn't want an incident at the Savoy?
Of course we want an incident at Savoy.
Yeah, we do.
And we want our favorite bartender be right smack in the middle of it.
Like she's actually like special forces or something, like retired special forces. And somebody comes in with a gun, right? And they're like, I'm going to rob the place. You are all my kidnapped victims, right? And then Nika jumps over the bar, throws a bottle at somebody, boom, right through the eyes, right? Down, out. Then she does a roundhouse kick and kicks the machine gun out of somebody else's hand. And then she does like some sort of like a scorpion kick over her head, whoop, takes out the third person. And then she's like,
she's been a plant all along.
And then she does the gun thing like that show with the three spies,
Like Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. See, I don't remember nothing. As it turns out, Nika is an angel of Charlie's.
There you go. Yeah. I love it.
There we go. That's what I want to see next week. We find out that Nika is special forces and is actually a Charlie's Angel.
Oh gosh.
De Havilland. This is the first time I've seen your name come across here. De Havilland? Spell it out for me one day. You hate that they are watering down Samantha. We touched on this slightly, how Samantha is no longer the young one, she's kind of like kids and like has teenagers now and stuff. And so like the ass kicking storylines are going to people like Chase and stuff now is really, I mean, that's a bad example because he hasn't kicked any ass, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
You too, Jacarius.
I hope they do give Sam some more story. I hope they do.
Yeah.
I do want her to stick around. I do.
Yeah. Well, I do too.
Yeah.
They'll find it. I mean, they're doing the Dante thing right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, Jacarius is leaving. We should go too.
Yep.
We should go too.
We've been on for a while, right?
Yeah, an hour and 23 minutes or so. We can. Oh, great. Thank you. I said her name right. Excellent. Well, welcome to the show. Thanks for contributing. But we're going to go hop back on this elevator. We're going to go back all the way down to the first floor. We're going to get the heck out of this hospital. We're going to get into our cars. We're going to tune our radio to previous episodes. 2 whole years of a library. You can find us Apple, Google Play, Alexa, play the 10th Floor podcast. Oops. And of course, right here on YouTube, you can also follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH on Twitter. You can email us 10thfloorgh@gmail.com if you would like. And stick around, subscribe to the channel. We got some really cool stuff baking for all y'alls. We got some cool stuff. A couple of fun guests we're actually lining up for the next several weeks here on the 10th floor. Not ready to announce anything because as it happens in the podcast world, nothing happens until it happens. So just know that we're working hard on trying to bring some more excitement and some edge here to the 10th floor.
We don't want to disappoint y'all if something doesn't happen correctly. Yeah. And we don't want to actually have to say that either.
Yeah, we don't want to be like, oh, so-and-so and da-da-da, and then have to be like, oh, well, but it's not going to happen, and now we look like liars. So there's that. So just subscribe to the channel, all that kind of stuff, all that stuff, go home and spend some time with your families. I'm Matt.
I'm Kat.
And we'll catch you right here next time on the 10th floor.